Hello and welcome to the Splashcast. I have a couple people from Buchanan Upshur here today. If they could introduce themselves, please.
My name's Preston Bennett.
My name's Carter Zuiliani.
And I am James Miller, the owner and operator of Swim WV. Welcome. And Preston, this gets the lovely joy of this being his second time on here. He should feel so honored.
Yep.
All right. Now, so my first question is, have both of you been lifetime swimmers, or did like maybe one of you kind of just happen to just start randomly?
No, I've been swimming since I was like 5 years old.
Yeah, same for me. We started both at probably the same age.
All right. So you both started out. Now, is one of you is actually on two winter sports teams at once, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how that is. How is it to be like, oh, I'm on the basketball team today, tomorrow I'm on the swim team? Like, how does that work out for you?
It works out better than I thought it'd be. Like, I'll go to one practice after school, and then swimming will be at like 8 to 10. And we've only ran into a couple problems with games and meets on the same day, so it's actually worked out pretty good.
Well, that's awesome. Now, what position do you play on the basketball team?
I'm more like a center.
Fair enough. All right. So let's talk about swimming now, shall we?
Alrighty.
All right. So what is the Buchanan Upshur team thinking about here? Like, what are the guys' team? Are we thinking like, ooh, we might sneak into a state top 5 or something? Or what are we thinking about at Buchanan Upshur?
Well, I think our relays I've been looking, and I think both of them could place in the A final, and I think we could shock a lot of people, honestly, by getting up there. So
Did you say shock block?
Shock a lot of people.
Oh,
Yeah.
shock a lot of people.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think so too. Now, so talk to me about how your mindset, like when you're sprinting, what goes through your head? As you know, like you have to finish really fast. You have to make sure your turns are really good. Talk about like, but what are you thinking about? Because both of you are pretty quick sprinters. Like, talk about what is going through your head, like in a sprint race.
Well, I try not to breathe very much. I just try to give it all I got, like just put my head down and go. I kind of try not to think about it a lot, but you gotta, sprinting a 50 or even 100, you gotta hit everything like precisely, you know what I mean? Like, you can't mess up a lot or else it'll lead to bad things,
Yeah, for me, I also try not to breathe a lot. I usually try to breathe none, but the one thing that I focus on is my flip turn, because a lot of the time that's where I've lost it in a couple of my races is my flip turn. So that's the one thing I just worry about the most.
Now, so you have a sister that's she's all right swimming wise. Is there some sort of sibling rivalry that you two might have?
Not really, no. She knows I'm better, so we don't.
That's awesome. Or you can always just say, I am so good that 2 sports want me, and you have to only swim one. So talk about, what are your all's individual goals for states?
I'd say try to win an event. I haven't done that the past 2 years, and I'd really like to, win a state title. I think that's probably my main event. And then, of course, drop time. You always want to do that. Mm-hmm. But I think that's my main goal.
Mine would be to place top. What is it? Top six.
Yeah, that's it.
Top six. So like a final. That's probably my goal.
You want to be in that parade.
Yeah.
You know, there's a parade.
Yeah, there's like a walkout. And they like play music. Yeah, we didn't get to do it last year. That was disappointing.
It was so disappointing. Yeah. I'm really excited for the parade to return. But yeah, if you make the top six, you get to go around. You get to go around the parade. If Preston is seated first in the 50 free, then he gets to pick the music that you parade to, and someone from your team gets to hold the sign that walks around that says it's a 50 free. It's a fun time.
Yeah,
I never knew about that.
The little things. So this is probably a good time to say, what grades are both of you in?
I'm a junior.
I'm a freshman.
Yes, that's why everyone, he has no idea what the state means like, because he's never been there before. He's a freshman. So let's talk about being a freshman. You see your name kind of close on the top times. You might finish in an A final. How what is that like?
I just think it's pretty normal. Like I don't really think it's cool, but I don't really know how to describe it really.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, my name's there. It's not number one, so I still when it's number one, then maybe it'll be even cooler, right?
Yeah.
So how did you both get into swimming? Did we see a cool poster? Did like your siblings force you, mom force you, dad force you? Like how'd you guys both get into swimming?
Well, me and Cameron kind of started at the same time because we're like a year apart, and I didn't know if you knew this. We're all three cousins.
You beat me to that was gonna be my next question, but now I know that I know your cousins. Now the secret is out.
Yeah.
Beat me to the questions.
So we kind of started around the same time. We started club first here in Buchanan, and then of course you do summer swimming, and so we've kind of all done it together all this time. And there's a lot of great memories and everything around that. So it's been a fun time.
Yeah, I probably just started because those two did it, so I was like, why not start? And yeah, I've done it since then.
So did it start like with so are you, could you consider you both are cousins? Is it like, are you guys like these competitive cousins where you guys, because I know I had a cousin once that would always like say, let's race me to the others. Like we would just be in the middle of nowhere and they're like, we're going to race to here. Was that how your all's cousin dynamic works? Or are you guys just like so polite? Talk about that.
Sometimes we'll get in arguments during practice and we'll race then, but we're always happy for each other at meets. Like Carter broke 23 and I went wild. Yeah. I was so happy to see that,
Same for me because he broke the school backstroke record and I was pretty happy for him.
Yeah. So we're competitive at practice, but we always like to see each other do well,
Now let's talk about you all outside of the sport of swimming. Is there something that you all have, like some sort of hidden talent, hidden interest that maybe people don't know about? Obviously, you guys are WVU fans to see the Bob Huggins poster in the background. But talk about your like hobbies, interests outside of the sport of swimming.
I like to play golf. I actually played golf my freshman year, and then I kind of gave it up to focus on swimming, but I still like to play. It's a good time.
I got basketball, so I'll be doing that outside. And otherwise than that, I just like to watch a bunch of sports or just YouTube, and I like gaming too.
What's your favorite game that you game to?
Probably Call of Duty.
So does Buchanan Upshur have any sort of fun little team tradition, or do you guys have a cool? Let's just start there. Do you guys have a team tradition for like regionals or states that's kind of fun, that's kind of unique?
States, we always eat Olive Garden in the hotel lobby, which is pretty cool. I think we do that. Yeah, it's usually after prelims we'll do that, and it's always fun. Like during prelims, cheering the girls on, and then the girls cheer you on for your session. I think that's always really fun. So we like doing that, and we don't really have anything during the season, but we'll go out to eat stuff. So
now let's talk about your relationship to the other competitive swimmers. Do you have like a cool like story about any of them? Basically, spoiler alert: everyone is friends outside of everyone, even when they're competing against. Not when they're competing against each other, but outside of competing against each other, they're friends. But do you have like certain ones that you're close to? Do you have like a cool meet story about any of the ones that you see?
I'm pretty good friends with Randy Keener from Bridgeport and Bradley Boyd from Hurricane. So
I'm pretty good friends with Isaac Anger from Elkins. He's another really good freshman, and we've done club together for like a while now, so we're pretty good friends.
Now, do you have any like crazy club stories, crazy meet story, or just a meet gone wrong for you that even when you were a little?
Not off the top of my head. Me and Randy, we swim club together. We've been through some pretty crazy practices, but other than that, no, not really. Nothing that just pops off the top of my head.
Yeah, me neither.
Now, so let's see. So you both are cousins. And what do you all give like advice wise to the rest of the team? Like what sort of swimming specific things, maybe people that don't always or that don't swim club, but what sort of advice do you usually pass on to your fellow swimmers on Buchanan Upshur?
Yeah, I try to help everyone as much as possible because there's a lot of kids that don't do year-round swimming. They just kind of do it for high school, and they got those 4 months to, train, and that's about it. So I always try to tell them to give it their best, like just work hard and everything else will follow along with that. And I try to help them with technique and turns, and I try to give them all the things I know and help them out. So that's what I try to do.
I just tell some of the people, just don't worry about the people next to you because that they might be better, but you can always improve yourself. So I'd say focus on yourself.
Now, is there a certain song that you guys have in your head or right before a race that like really gets you ready to swim?
Last year I said an Eminem song. I just kind of like music like that, but I wouldn't say a specific song. I don't think I could choose one of those.
Yeah, I listen to a ton of songs, so I don't really got like a certain one.
Now what's outside of just and we briefly talked about this and this will be more for Preston because Carter won't know the answer to this. What is the thing you're looking for, maybe not swimming related, that you're most looking forward to at States?
Probably watching the girls swim, honestly. That I really enjoyed doing that, cheering them on and everything. And then just seeing everyone else from like outside of Buchanan, like the Southern teams that you don't get to see. Like I said, Bradley, like I think I've seen him at one meet this year. It's like seeing people like that is always fun to do.
Now, because what are your thoughts? Because the West Virginia state, and I don't know if all states are like this, it's very compartmentalized. You don't see a lot of people. First of all, you don't see the Eastern Panhandle ever until we just show up at States. And then you also don't see a lot of the Region 4, which I believe is the like Charleston area teams. You don't see them a lot. So how weird is that? Do you like that? Do you think like that helps or hurts like you're all swimming by chance?
I mean, I don't think it would help necessarily. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you'll see them at club meets, so that's nice. But of course, you don't see everyone. We try to go down to Charleston once per year. Like we went down there for that first big invitational. So we got to see some people, but you just kind of like you'll see their times on the website and everything like that. But it is kind of hard not being able to see everyone until States. But you just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, I guess.
Well, usually, I mean, especially if you're a sprinter, usually you'll need not not you don't need, but it's usually helpful to have like a sprinter that's about your pace. That way you guys can like pace each other. There's usually sometimes that helps. So it is kind of weird not having that whenever we're all in different spots. So now what you guys have swam a good while. What is your favorite swim set? Or least favorite, whichever one, however you want to word it.
I like doing a lot of pace work, like 500 pace, 200 pace. I couldn't point to a specific set, but like 1050's pace on 45. I like doing that because it really does help your like 500, like just to find a pace and try to hold that. But I also like doing like, 50s off the blocks and like stuff like that. Just like fast stuff I like doing. That's my favorite stuff to do.
Yeah, that'd probably be the same for me because that's all I don't really do a lot of distance. So I just like sprinting, like all like 20, 25s or like he said, 50 sprints or something like that.
Now, so Preston, you brought up something. This is for you. So how is it like sometimes you are going to be like a sprinter in one day and then sometimes you're swimming like, a 500?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that mindset because that's got to be a hard switch to be like, oh, okay, now I gotta have someone count my laps for me. Talk about that.
It was really hard last year because, as you know, the 500 and the 200 free relay are back to back. So I got 500 and I went straight in that 200 free relay and I had to, of course, swim the 500 and then had to sprint a 50. So like, it's hard. I wouldn't really consider myself a sprinter. Like probably mid distance to distance is more of like what I like to do. But of course, in the relays, you're going to have to sprint but I think I can do both, it's just, I prefer distance, I guess.
Now, what is your coach giving you all any sort of magical coaching advice this week that you can share? I mean, there's probably some things that you can't share that your coach is telling you. What is the magic coaching advice that he's given either you all or your whole team?
Probably just to keep working hard, like we're winding down. So we're going to start like, the taper process and all that. Just work hard down us there, I would say, is the message he sent us last week and going into this week.
Now, Carter, is there anything that you take from the sport of basketball that might help you in swimming?
I'd maybe say the conditioning we do. We do a lot of running, defensive slides, and I feel like that would help a little bit just in the water. I don't know how, but I think it does a little bit.
All right. Well, here I think I'm sorry. Well, I think I'm so glad you guys both came here on the Splashcast. I had a great time. I hope you all had a good time as well. And then I look forward to seeing you both at States.
All right. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.